A recent survey by the Kaiser Family Foundation reports that the average child spends about 7.5 hours a day watching TV, playing video games, and plugged into iPods, the internet, and cell phones. While we want our children to be media savvy, it comes at a price. Less time for in-person relationships, not enough exercise, and a lack of knowledge about the natural world.
Make sure you look for anything that's moving.
So how can we get them out and about? What activities would pull them away from the computer screen? If family funds are limited, what are some good options? What's the best place to combine fitness with a little education?
And he finally came up with a plan to catch it.
And what about including the household pet in all this bonding? Stay tuned as Parks Rec and Roll goes full out family. Welcome to another edition of Parks Rec and Roll. Today's episode is all about things to do with the kids. From our tiniest toddlers to our trendy teenagers, we'll tap into some inexpensive activities right here in Montgomery County. First up, a profile of the best playgrounds in the area. Montgomery County has a long tradition of public parks and playgrounds. There are over 300 playgrounds, including city, county, state, and federal. One of the oldest is located at Wheaton Regional Park and is run by the Montgomery County Department of Parks. It was recently updated and features state-of-the-art playground designs that are both safe and fun. Climb aboard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not far from the playground is the Wheaton Carousel and Train. Tickets are reasonably priced, only $1.75 per person. The train is open May through August daily and weekends in April and September. The historic carousel was built in 1915 by the Herschel Stillman Company of Tonawanda, New York. Before it came to Wheaton in 1981, it galloped on the Mall in Washington, D.C. There's also a miniature train at Cabin John Regional Park in Bethesda. Like the Wheaton train, it's open daily May through August and weekends in April and September. Once you finish your ride, be sure to stop at Porky's. You old-timers out there may remember him. He's been at the park since 1965.
You can find me paper and cardboard and soft drink cans, but never beat me bottles or broken glass. Glass gives me a stomachache. Find me some paper now and watch me gobble it up. I'm hungry, hungry, hungry.
The Cabin John Playground is nearby as well. You might remember when the playground had an airplane and wood structures. Now it's made out of colorful plastic and metal. There's another wonderful playground run through the Parks Department at South Germantown Recreational Park. It's called Adventure Playground.
Let's try it. Let's try. I think it's a serpent. A serpent. Do you want to ride it? What do you think, Theo? What do you think? You like it? No. A little too much for me.
And if you need to cool off on a warm day, check out the Splash Park, open daily during the summer. Seneca Creek State Park in Gaithersburg also has a big playground, but this one has a different story. It was built in the early days of the playground environmental movement out of recycled tires. Kids still love it.
Second horn.
Besides the tires, there's a 50-foot zip line. It's currently under repair but will be up and running this summer. And not too far away is a wonderful lake with boat rentals open weekends in May and Wednesday through Sunday throughout the summer. Remember that Seneca Creek is a state park and it abides by the carry-in, carry-out trash rule. So be sure to bring your own trash bags if you're picnicking there. What's great about all these playgrounds is that they're next to some awesome trails. So there's another great family activity, hiking. Montgomery County has more than 250 miles of hiking trails. Many of these have been around for a long time and deliver some local history. Check out this historic hike.
My name is Mike, and this is my partner, Tamika.
Hey, everybody.
Good morning.
And we will be your guides today.
The Underground Railroad Experience Trail hike that we have here with Montgomery Parks has been in existence for probably since about 2006. And what we have done is taken a track of a natural surface trail that's part of the Rachel Carson Greenway and dedicated to exploring what it would be like for fugitives to escape from this area within Sandy Spring, traveling through the woods, and it provides a perfect venue to take a hike through these gorgeous woods on the trail to learn about the strategies of escaping, who would help, who were some of the fugitives who successfully escaped from Montgomery County and those that didn't make it. What types of things could you have taken with you? Who would have run away? All of these questions are explored on the interpretive hike.
I did it last year and I really enjoyed it, and I have my parents visiting from Wisconsin and thought they'd enjoy it too.
My son's doing a project for his 4th grade history. I had a choice between a few subjects, and I enjoy learning about slaves.
It's going to be a great experience, a lot of fun. It's a beautiful morning.
So the Underground Railroad Experience Trail hikes are held at Woodlawn Manor Park, which is located at 16501 Norwood Road here in Sandy Spring, Maryland. Now when you arrive at the park, there's plenty of free parking, and you'll meet your guides at the historic stone barn on the park property.
Who can tell me when this barn was built?
1832.
All right, very observant. So 1832, the reason we point this barn out is that there is a local tradition that slaves on the Underground Railroad, escaped slaves, would hide out in here.
The Underground Railroad was a secret network conducted primarily through the 19th century. We're looking at the early 1800s and through the 1860s. And this network was a system that helped to free fugitive runaway slaves. And on this network, you have assisting these fugitives, whites, blacks, abolitionists, free blacks, enslaved people. Were helping those escape from the South to freedom in the North, as well to Canada, and Mexico, and other parts outside of the United States. It picks up the term Underground Railroad because during the 1820s, you have the United States and the rail system that's growing within the United States, and we are moving out west via rail. So the railroads are very popular, particularly in Maryland in the area. And so we pick up the terminology used for railroads, such as the conductors were your folks who helped the fugitives to escape. Fugitives were called passengers or baggage, and the term safe houses that we hear, or stations, relate to stations along the Underground Railroad.
Consider this, your first 24 hours are going to be spent putting as much distance between the manor house and yourself as possible.
You'll take the hike through the woods. It's a round-trip hike. And we do hike rain or shine. They'll run from April through the first Saturday in November. It's every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. The hikes are free, open to the public. They last about 2 hours. And because of the interpretive content, we advertise that it's best suited for those children ages 8 and up. And also our experience is a natural surface trail, so you're going to want to be sure to wear proper footwear if there are some rocks and streams to cross.
Actually, you know what you can do? At noontime, the sun will be in the south.
Just learned that in the northern hemisphere, at noon, the sun will always be a little bit south. You put a stick down and the shadow will be due north.
This song is telling the slave who's about to seek their freedom, wait in the water. Just wait, because something is going to happen.
So the Underground Railroad Experience Trail hikes are led by volunteer conductors, and these are volunteers who are fabulous, and they bring all manner of experience from their backgrounds, and they do receive an extensive amount of training from us as conductors.
A fireplace for them to keep warm, and according to Josiah Henson, a local slave, I love the people that come out. This is a very diverse group. I like talking to the people. In fact, I think I learn as much from the people that do this tour as I have from all of the book learning that I've done. Who's doing the report here? Yeah, what do you think of that?
If you're interested in becoming a volunteer conductor with the Underground Railroad program, we do have trainings that are offered usually at the start of our season, and then depending on our schedule, we can sometimes offer it later on in the season. So be sure to check out the website historyintheparks.org for more information on training dates.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The website is also a good place to find directions, a self-guided tour map, and information about other cultural events and programs within the Montgomery County Parks Department. So when we come back, we'll climb a wall, fly through the trees, and make some new friends.
I want to go swimming. I want to go to camp.
Fitness classes for me.
I want to play softball.
Make everyone in your family happy. Call the Montgomery County Department of Recreation at 240-777-6800. Your recreation destination.
This is Ming Na. Every year, approximately 300 children under the age of 5 drown in swimming pools and spas. Thousands more hospitalized after close calls. Every single one of these deaths and injuries is preventable. Simple steps save lives. And not just 1 or 2 steps, but multiple ones must be taken at all times to ensure safety around pools and spas. That's what we mean by pool safely. So always apply as many of the following simple steps as possible, because you never know which safety step will save a life, until it does.
Let's turn over this log. Yeah. Whoa! I like the big black ones. I like the brown wiggly ones.
I like the green crunchy ones myself.
Whoa.
Get out and explore nature. There's surprises everywhere. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Anyone up for dessert?
Welcome back. Families with teens are always looking for that holy grail of activity. But look no farther. Here in Montgomery County, we've got zip lines and climbing walls. The newest outdoor adventure is at Go Ape at Rock Creek Regional Park. Hang on!
Go Ape is a unique treetop adventure. We're set up in the trees here at Rock Creek Regional Park. For what it means for a visitor is we're going to put you in a harness.
Each foot goes into these little loops here, left to left, right to right. Now I'm getting everyone adjusted in their harnesses. We show them the proper way to put them on. We adjust all the straps for them so they're nice and secure.
Give you about 30 to 45 minutes of trained instruction.
Once you're attached and clipped in, you can go ahead and start climbing.
On how to use the harness and how to use the harness while up on the trees. After that instruction, you're going to work yourself higher and higher up into the trees. For really a spectacular time up in the treetops, 40 to 50 feet above the ground.
My favorite part of Go Ape was the fact that we're doing all this while we're really high up.
It takes about 2 to 3 hours to go through the course. You'll go through a series of obstacles, 2 Tarzan swings.
My favorite part about Go Ape was the Tarzan swing.
Favorite part was probably like overcoming like the obstacles, even though they're scary.
And zip lines, we've got 5 zip lines on the course.
My favorite part was the zip lines at the end of each little obstacle.
We've got our zip line landing areas, landing into the wood chip. Gives you a great laugh.
I was afraid of heights, now I'm not, sort of.
And it's just a great day out with your family, your friends, whoever it might be. Laughing, having a good time out in the trees and being in the outdoors.
This is the first one in the US.
Yay!
We hope to be able to partner with other park systems and bring the benefits, of Go Ape in an area to other parks.
For the most part, it's an activity for everyone. We don't design the course for your Lance Armstrong extreme adventurers. They're really designed for everyone.
No, you're surprised.
We've had corporate groups, we've had teens, we've had families, we've had, from 10 and upward. Our oldest client that we've had on has been 90. So, really, it covers the whole spectrum.
How many zip lines do you have?
We've got 5 big ones.
Oh, wonderful.
I think the biggest thing is it just provides a forum for people to come together with a group, whether it's their family or their friends, and do something different.
Woohoo! When you get over there, you're going to need to wait for your supervising adult. You can't go any further than that next platform, okay?
We patrol on the ground all the time. We're communicating with each other about people who are struggling, people who are having fun, people who are over-enthusiastic, under-enthusiastic.
Yeah, that's it. And use 2 hands. Good lad. Look at that.
And we can keep it a safe, enjoyable, fun experience and give something back to the park systems.
For more information, 1-888-520-7322.
We also checked out their website.
at goape.com.
And we'd love to get you out in the trees.
There's also an indoor alternative to scaling the heights. The Rockville Climbing Gym is one of the county's best kept secrets.
My name is John McLaren. I'm the Community Recreation Manager for the City of Rockville Department of Recreation Parks, and we are in the oldest rock climbing gym in the state of Maryland, the Rockville Climbing Gym, which is in the Rockville Civic Center Park behind the beautiful Glenview Mansion. Hop on the wall and climb horizontally. The climber ascends on their own strength, and then they get lowered down by the belayer, a pulley system.
You know, it's a good afternoon activity. Get some exercise, have some fun, and it's much cheaper than any other climbing gyms in the area.
It's really fun, a lot of good exercise. It's better than going to the gym, I think.
And it's just a lot of fun to climb. I mean, you remember back being a kid, you just want to jump into a tree and start climbing. Down here we have mats that are specially made for rock climbing floors. And here's the top layer, so it's pretty dense. You know, you can't really even squeeze it all the way down, and it has a real solid carpet on the top. And then below that is 6 to 10 inches of more squishy foam, so you kind of absorb you when you come down. You have this wall here, kind of leans in a little bit. We have a number of different walls, as you can see here at the Rockville Climbing Gym. And if you come out for the first time to open climb, the staff is here. They're going to put you in a harness and onto my harness. They're going to belay you. They're going to walk you through everything. And we have a wall here that's angled a little in. We call it the high success wall. And we do whatever we can to make sure you can accomplish your goal, getting to the top, trying out the sport of climbing. Nice job, Diego. He's grabbed the rope with both hands, and he's bent like the letter L, like you're sitting in a lazy boy with your feet up, and he's just walking down the wall, and I'm slowly going from the most friction to less friction on my device, and he's lowered down. What we have as far as different routes to the top, at any climbing gym, you see a number of different colored tapes on all the holds, any which way. And the easiest way to get up is to use whichever one you want. Okay, but that gets old kind of quick when you're a climber. You're thinking, how can I challenge myself? I want to do a different move. I want to make it harder, more challenging. So climbers would say, all right, well, why don't you just use the holds that only have the red tape? So you would limit yourself, sometimes to hands and feet, to those holds that only have the red tape. Diego's going to start right here, both hands on this hold. He's going to kind of go up, pass through the frog. His left hand will come out a bit. His right hand will stay basically above his head, and it'll go straight up. And then just below the last hold, you'll see about 4 feet of no holds. So he'll have to come up with something creative to get to that last finish hold. You can be in really good shape, and your fingers and forearms aren't usually muscles that even somebody who is an avid basketball player or marathoner or whatnot has really conditioned just forearms and fingers. So climbers kind of carry around racquetballs to make their hands stronger, or do pull-ups on door frames to get your fingers strong. It's pretty tough. I love rock climbing. The thing that's great about it is you can climb your entire life. As long as you're able to kind of walk on your own, you can climb.
So to find out more, schedule a lesson or a birthday party, or just watch a session, go to rockvillemd.gov/climbinggym. Our last segment today includes the household pet. Through the Montgomery County Department of Recreation, dog obedience classes are offered, and it's even better if everybody in the family attends.
Go around the cone, through the middle, around the cone. Forward. My name is Wortley Gano, and I've been teaching for Montgomery County for about 25 or more years. Wait. Main thing is teaching the dog to come when called. Penny, come! Down! I do hand signals to teach the people how to do hand signals with their dog. Stay. People bring their children if the child is old enough and big enough to handle a dog. And halt in the center. Woo! I told you he was tired. Go in and sit in the chair for right now. He's too tired. We can't exhaust him. I don't want him to have a heart attack. Well, the dog should walk on the left side and not on the right side. Gigi! Hi, Gigi! Hi, darling!
She's pushing 3 years old and she's never really been trained, so we really need to train her.
All right, sir, down here. Don't lose your coffee.
I have one daughter and I have another child on the way, so we need to hopefully train her right so she knows how to act around the kids. Yeah.
He's a rescue dog, so we don't know that much about him. I think it's good to have a professional teach us how to train our dogs.
Halt! Sit your dog.
Our little puppy is wonderful, but we'd like him to be a little more wonderful. When the deer run by, because there are so many, right, he likes to run after them. And we've got a little 6-year-old girl that finds that a little hard to hold on to him. So we want to train him to be a little better around other animals. You know, just not so excited, or at least more responsive to voice commands.
It helps for the dog to have one word, one command, and everybody should use the same command. And halt.
And halt.
I say halt, you say sit.
Sit. Good girl.
So we give them cookies, lots of cookies, lots of rewards. Leave on your right foot and go to the end of the leash.
Stay.
He is 6 months.
Circle around to the left, take the dog with you, and head down this way.
This is my 4th dog, and I've actually brought my other 3 dogs here to train them up, and they were all wonderful dogs. My last 2 dogs did Victorian dog drama, which was a popular form of theater in the Victorian era, sort of like Lassie on stage.
About turn!
And the basic obedience class gave them the foundation they needed to listen to commands, to have the confidence to know what you're asking of them. They've done some theater and film, and hopefully we'll get this little guy trained up and have some manners. Tried to give him the foundation that I remember from coming here before, so that he will at least be familiar with the commands, but he's not great at listening outside yet or being around other dogs.
The dogs are always together. If anybody is having a problem with their dog, we separate them. After 3 weeks, the dogs all know each other, and then there's no problems.
She's very good at understanding dog psychology and just teaching the owners how to be the alpha dog.
So what I'm gonna work on when I go home is I'm going to teach him the figure 8, and when I call him that, he'll come to me and teach him how to sit.
Down, hello, down. I love doing this for all these years because I love the people and I love the dogs. And I've had people keep coming back over and over and over again. Circle to the left. Down this way.
For more information on this and other classes, please go to montgomerycountymd.gov/rec. That's rec for recreation. So that's it for this episode of Parks Rec and Roll. Thanks for playing.